noticed that I'm missing classes more. I don't want to talk to people. I keep myself locked up in the house. I used to enjoy swimming and whatnot, but I stopped enjoying things that I used to love. So I closed myself off from society.
Actually, because we were connecting through the phone, I would only notice things like her going offline for long periods of time. And when I tried to reach out to her, she would just act as if she did not ghost all of her friends for the past 2 weeks. And she'd insist she was okay. She was just going through some, a rough patch, and we were all positive that she's going to be okay. But this thing actually persisted for so long, and we realized the more it continued, the more we began to have less and less connection with this person.
Afternoon everyone, welcome to the Campus Solution. Today we're going to be looking at depression, one of the major issues that is affecting campus students, but we are scared to talk about it. We are afraid to open about it because of the stigmatization in our society. I'm your host, Ruth Adasa. Today I'm joined with lovely ladies. We have Jemimmah and Mary. They're going to help me talk about this wider. Kindly let's introduce ourselves.
Hi, my name is Jemmimah Mwikali, doing Bachelor of Journalism at JKUAT.
Mary Njuguna. I'm a fifth-year medical student here at JKUAT, and I'm hoping it will be an interactive session.
Thank you so much for accepting to join us this afternoon. So I'd like you, Dr. to start us off by explaining to us what is depression.
Okay, from a medical perspective, depression is a mood disorder that is characterized by a persistently low mood and loss of interest in things that previously brought pleasure to the individual. And we usually use a timeline of 2 weeks to diagnose someone with depression.
Okay. Have you personally experienced depression?
Yes, I have. I happen to have bipolar 1 disorder, and part of the spectrum of the bipolar disorder is that there are episodes of depression, so yes.
Jemimmah, have you ever experienced depression or had anyone in your life experience depression?
Personally, I have not been through depression, but I have experienced it secondhand with a very close friend who got depression around last year, and I got to really get the full experience of what it felt like.
Okay, so what caused your depression?
Okay, please. No way to pinpoint that this is the reason why I had depression, because there are so many factors that come into play into the etiology or the cause of depression. Some people say genetics play a role. If you had a relative who had history of depression, you might get depressed yourself. Also, the use of drugs might cause depression. Things like psychosocial stressors like divorce, being left by a partner, lack of finances, things like that. So for my case, I wouldn't say I know what exactly caused my depression. But yeah, so those are some of the causes.
So it is not caused by a specific thing, rather by many things.
Yeah, you will actually find that for most cases, they won't find a cause for the depression. It's what we call idiopathic.
Okay. So how did it affect you, the depression? What were some of the effects it had in your life?
For starters, I was in my 4th year by then, so I noticed that I'm missing classes more. I don't want to talk to people. I keep myself locked up in the house. I used to enjoy swimming and whatnot, but I stopped enjoying things that I used to love. So I closed myself off from society.
So Jemimmah, you've mentioned you had a friend who experienced depression. What did you notice in her moods? What changed? What were the effects of depression in her life or in his life?
Mostly, she kept on turning everyone off. She would not pick calls. She would not really entertain people coming over to her place. And actually, at that time, she was still like living with her family, so it was hard to reach her. And we weren't so worried as friends because if she was around family, then we knew the situation could be handled. But we had seen it that she's depressed.
Mary, what was your darkest moment?
I think deciding to look for help and swallowing my ego and saying that you're actually unwell and you need counseling and you need therapy and you need drugs. That was, I think, my darkest moment, coming to terms with the fact that I am unwell.
Right. So, what were, when you went out to seek help, what was the reaction to the people that you addressed? Maybe your friends or your colleague, when you said you were depressed, how did they react to that?
Okay, there are two reactions I got. From medics. They understood depression, so they knew it's something, it's an illness. But for some friends, they were like, maybe kujifanya or something like that. So it was hard to open up to some friends because they think you're making it up. That's when I decided to get professional help, and they understood.
Yeah, I think that issue of kusema tunajifanya is what is really killing us, because I can't open up to a friend when I'm depressed because I know she'll say najifanya, ama I have nothing else to do than putting tags in my illnesses. So that is something that we need to handle. So did your friend seek help, Jemimmah?
Yeah, she sought help. Fortunately, her family is actually well off, and she was able to see a therapist. But I really felt like she was lucky, because most of my friends, there's some people who will come and in time they'll tell you there's a certain time I was depressed, and the residue is still there because they weren't able to get to the medical help. They just dealt with it, and some people like prefer. I've talked with some friends who told me they turned to things like Pinterest and Instagram. Like there's some specific pages that can help you through that time. But for this girl, she was able to see a therapist. That's, I think, what helped her the most.
So she was helped after seeing a therapist?
Yes.
All right. So when did you realize you needed help?
In medical school, you're supposed to attend at least 80% of your classes.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was at less than 50%. I wasn't going to hospital. I wasn't doing my assignments. And I just cut people off. So I realized I can't live like this forever. So I sought help at that point. Because I was seeing that my education is suffering, my social life is suffering.
So I decided to seek help outside. That's nice. Okay. So, in your professional point of view, when should someone seek help?
I wouldn't say there's a particular time when you seek help, because it's hard. When you look at the symptoms of depression, you lose interest in anything and everything. So even seeking for help is a challenge, and it's an individual decision that enough is enough, and let me look for help. So there's no one particular point that you decide now, let me look for help.
So I also think most of us, we're not literate about depression. Hatujui nini inaendelea. Someone will be depressed and they actually don't know it. And sometimes your friends will be like, you've changed, you've done this, and they even get agitated when they hear that they've changed and that something might be wrong with them. And sometimes people think maybe it's just stress, and I think that has really led to people staying with depression for even more than a year, not getting any help. Sometimes it might lead to having suicidal thoughts or actually committing suicide.
So you've mentioned symptoms. Can you mention examples of those symptoms that you can notice in a depressed person, or the symptoms that you also had
Okay, the two main ones are you have a persistently low mood, then you lose interest in things that you usually find interesting. If you loved football or games, anything you loved, you no longer like it. Then we have the issue of suicidal ideations. You don't have to commit suicide, even those thoughts about death. You also have changes in appetite. You find also they sleep more or less, insomnia or hypersomnia. Then feelings of worthlessness and guilt. You feel like you don't deserve to be in this world. You're just hopeless. And also, yeah, those are the main ones.
Did you notice any of those symptoms in your friend?
Actually, because we were connecting through the phone, I would only notice things like her going offline for long periods of time. And when I tried to reach out to her, she would just act as if she did not ghost all of her friends for the past like 2 weeks. And she'd insist she was okay. She was just going through some, let me say, a rough patch. And we were all positive that she's going to be okay. But this thing actually persisted for so long. And we realized the more it continued, the more we began to have less and less connection with this person.
Alright. Yeah. So, Mary, what progress have you made since you went out and seek help? What progress have you made so far?
Progress. So I go to school more.
Yeah.
I try to make friends. It's hard, but yeah, I try. Yeah, I'd say my schoolwork has improved. My social life has improved.
So you're no longer separating yourself from the rest of the world.
Yes.
You're socializing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Progress in your friend's life?
When we joined university, she was more open about, when she was going through something, she would actually call and we'd talk. And I think something people need to understand, when you notice some change in patterns or your friend is not like doing okay, I think calling them and just keep on checking up on them, it will really help them in that situation. So she changed. She became the person we initially knew, and I think right now she's doing very okay.
Okay, as we wrap up the show, let us know, do we have any sites that you can visit that a depressed person can visit to seek out help?
Yes, we have Befriend Us Kenya. We actually have a hotline where you can call and feel any symptoms of depression. It's a very good program, I'd say. We also have pages where people who have gone through depression that you can join and be part of.
Also, I saw an initiative by KNH. I'm not very sure about the details because I've not gone there myself, but they offer psychological help to, let me say, the youth, maybe from age 16 to maybe 25, and it's free of charge. You can actually visit them from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m.
Okay, thank you. Do you think our universities are making an effort to help or to counsel people undergoing depression?
I think they are, because from the School of Medicine, our lecturers are they interact a lot with the students, and they encourage us to consult them in case we feel some type of way. So yeah, and also JKUAT Hospital, I know a few people who've been admitted there for depression, and they got help.
What's your point of view on that?
My point of view, I'm not well versed with. Okay, I've noticed that the lecturers try to talk to us and tell us, you need to open up with something. They seem they are literate and they're up to date with the issues that affect students. So I feel that's the biggest impact that they're doing. But I also know friends who are in campus, actually in the same class. They've started sites, not sites really, pages in Instagram and physical interaction, whereby people just come and talk. It's like a support group.
Can you give us one of those pages?
Yes, breathe.ke by Nicole. She's a classmate. You can check out her Instagram. It's breathe.ke.
Thank you. There you have it. Mental Depression is not a disorder. It's something that you can seek out help. Don't shy away when you have depression. Open up, be open to your friends, talk about it. Go and seek help while you can. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. This was an informative discussion. I've learned a lot from you guys. Thank you once more. Thank you so much, my viewers. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
So my name is Mwikali. I'm a student of architecture. My final year, that's 6th year. On the matter of depression, I think, well, it's very existent, especially amongst the students. From my department, of course, and other places, I see there's a lot of pressure that comes with work, that comes with schoolwork, the pressure from lecturers.
Hi, my name is Linda. I'm pursuing Bachelor of Science in Radiography in JKUAT University. Depression is there, and it is caused by feeling the pressure to fulfill everyone, to satisfy everyone, trying to give a F about what others think, trying to fit in, but we are different, so we can't all fit in.
I'm Njuguna. Depression is there, can be caused by people not talking out about what they undergo and the challenges they undergo when they are here in school, ranging from issues on school fees, ranging from issues on matters at home.
I see depression affects students more like in relationships. Unapata mtu anapenda dem ama dem anapenda boy, lakini kunakuwa na mambo kama mtu amecheat. That one makes boys ama girls to be more depressed. Unapata mtu sasa hako sawa, juu ya dem amemcheat ama boy amemcheat. Hizo ndio vitu zina cause depression. Some things like kitu kaa cut. Mtu amemiss cut, lecturer amemwambia nitakupatia soup. Unapata mtu amepata soup, ako first year, then ajui venye anaenda kuanza kuambia mzazi. So anakuwa depressed, anaanza kusema ama niache campus juu ya hii cut.